Hello, I should be writing about the debate last night, the GOP debate, which, by the way, is the most fun I've had watching any debate since about 2015, when Trump was like this long shot candidate that no one thought was going to win, so we could all just like sit back and relax and just enjoy the absolute fucking circus of it all. But I should be writing about it, but A, I just don't want to, and B, I am really busy, so I'm going to do one of these like walking videos. I've seen these online. I feel like the kids do this sometimes, maybe like they did last year. I feel like this is like the equivalent of like the man in truck videos for like people who aren't bearded men in trucks, which is me. Anyway, so takeaways. I heard people have been comparing on the debate stage and off Vivek Ramaswamy to some kind of like ChatGPT function that like has been just fed everything from the Naga universe for the last 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 years. And they're not wrong. But what they're wrong about is that that's an insult. Like, I don't know what they think people want. Like, there are a lot of people on that debate stage who are making this incredible mistake of thinking that people want to talk about policy or like hear numbers or concrete solutions, which is not what anybody fucking wants, especially not in primary season. Are you kidding me? These maniacs don't give a fuck. They want to own the libs and they want to have fun and they want to have somebody who's entertaining for them. Politics has fully become sports, not just for sickos like me, but for everybody. And there is one man on that stage who really understood that, and his name is Vivek Ramaswamy. And I've been saying for months that he's someone to watch out for. I've said some shit that was wrong over the last few months, but I was right about this and I'm gonna gloat about it. Anyway, favorite moments of, we love Brooklyn, don't we folks? Favorite moments from the debate, Ramaswamy wise. He screamed several times that we should burn all the coal, that we should increase fossil fuel usage. When the moderator asked the contestants, I know what, fuck it is a beauty pageant, just none of them are beautiful. When the moderators asked the contestants to raise their hand if they think that climate change is man-made, nobody, like, there was just like this weird moment of hesitation where I think everyone was like waiting for someone else to raise their hand. And then Ramaswamy is like, what are we, school children? He's like, let's debate this, let's debate the facts. And then 30 seconds later, he's like, it's a hoax, it's all a hoax. And it was very fucking funny. I mean, it's not funny for like the future of the world or the planet, but like, look, at a certain point, you can't be worried about that. This is entertainment, baby, and that's how I'm treating it. So that was amazing. Also, later in the debate, the moderators were like, raise your hand if you'd pardon Trump on the first day in office. And Ramaswamy's hand shot up like a little nerd who was asking for more homework. So, you know, but this is perfect. This is what time it is. Ramaswamy knows what time it is. The only problem with him is that he's just dead behind the eyes. There's nothing there. There's no substance. Like, as they keep pointing out, he hasn't voted, except for in the last 2 elections. He doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to be famous, and he wants to, I mean, he knows he's not going to be president, but he wants to have power in this arena. He's already a billionaire. Maybe he's bored. But he doesn't know anything and he doesn't care. And that goes a long way, especially in today's political climate. But it doesn't go all the way. He got absolutely spanked on foreign policy by Mike Pence and Nikki Haley, and nobody should be getting spanked by either of those people, especially not Nikki Haley, who is an absolute non-starter from the start. But basically, apparently he has said that we should cut funding to Israel, that that needs to be more reciprocal arrangement, things that I think we should be talking about, especially considering the far-right turn that country's taken. But no one else on that stage thinks so, and certainly a lot of the Republican voters don't think so, especially the ones who think that Israel needs to be ascendant for the apocalypse to happen, and they're real excited about that. So anyway, it didn't play well, and he was just like, the way he tried to answer was like, look, I'm glad you brought it up because I'd like to explain it. And this is where Ramaswamy made the mistake that everyone else is making with him all night. Because nobody wants an explanation. They want a pithy fucking quote. And he did not give that to them. And Mike Pence just talked over him in the way he talked over Mike Pence. And it was fantastic. He looked like an absolute idiot. And, you know, it was this one moment where it cracked. And I think, honestly, it would have been kind of a stunning victory, except for that moment. I don't know if everyone else feels that way. I haven't read any coverage of it this morning. I've been having a whole ass day, but it doesn't matter. Either way, I think that was the thing that like kept it from being a flawless victory. And it's also something that I think helped solidify the surprise second place winner of last night's debate, which was Mike Pence. I mean, I did not expect that. Here's the thing about Mike Pence. Like, sometimes he doesn't know what time it is. I don't think he realizes that it's not like policy time. It's not like talk like it's 20 years ago time. It's not that kind of time. It's this is the politics of spectacle, and Mike Pence can't even move his face. So it's not a great match, but he did weirdly manage to come across as like this like kind of wise and noble father figure. Like, that was the vibe, and he did a good job. and it worked for him. In the beginning, he really did not do a good job of handling Ramaswamy. But as the debate wore on, and especially after that foreign policy win, like I think he really found his stride. He did, he talked over the buzzer a lot, which it's funny how that's turned from like a thing that's annoying that people don't like maybe to like a sign of strength and machismo. Like this is the Republican Party, and I guess everyone maybe, I don't know, mostly them. But yeah, Mike Pence, only Ramaswamy, I think, talked more over the buzzer than Pence did, and it's a close contest, and that was a good move on his part. Like, you got to take the spotlight because it's vicious up there. It's dog eat dog. This is no joke. It will come as no surprise to anyone who's been paying any attention that the loser of last night's debate, other than the people that no one knew and no one cares about, and like I don't know why they're on the stage anyway, people whose names I can barely remember. Doug Burgum, I think, was a guy he turned from a lot. And, like, the fact that he sticks in my brain maybe made it that he did an okay job, but like, I don't know. I don't know why he's there. But of all the people that matter, the real loser, and you already know what I'm going to say, the real loser of this debate was, of course, Ronald Three Fingers DeSantis, who continues to be the least charismatic person in the history of the world. It's great. There were these points where, like, you could tell that he was trying very consciously to smile in the right places. And there were points where, like, he would like clap back at people, which is important in these debates, but he would clap back in the most whiny ways, like I said that, or I did that. There was one amazing moment where he's like, Florida's crime is down, and someone was like, Miami's is up, and he's like, but Florida's is down though. I'm like, you silly man, you are never going to be president, which is good. Because Jesus Christ is an authoritarian piece of shit. He said he was going to, like, kill cartel members stone dead. That's not the exact quote, but stone dead is. You know, he talked up his service in the military as though a lot of that wasn't him being a lawyer authorizing torture in Guantanamo Bay, something that anyone with any decency would be embarrassed to talk about, or at least apologize for. Basically every time it turned to authoritarianism, he was in his element. But the thing that was weird about it is that the debate really didn't turn to authoritarian, let me start out over. Like, the thing that was weird is, like, obviously there was a lot of authoritarian stuff in the debate, but the big Ron DeSantis thing about, porn in our schools and trans people being trans everywhere, that didn't really come up very much. Like, it was barely mentioned, and that is a huge problem because that's where DeSantis is strongest, is just being the biggest bigot imaginable. And so it didn't, that was a real handicap for somebody who was always going to be real handicapped in any kind of format that involves looking into a camera and trying to appear human. Let's see here. So Nikki Haley, one of those people where it's like, anyone who thinks that she's someone, it's just one of those, like, I don't even know what to make of people who think Nikki Haley's going to be somebody. Her biggest thing was that she said that we needed to compromise on abortion, which I believe was a word that she used. It's not quite what she meant. What she meant was, like, let's find common ground. Like, we can all agree that late-term abortions are bad, which don't have time to get into how, if it's late-term, that means the mother's going to die if you don't do it. Like, nobody's aborting babies up to birth, which is something that several of the candidates said, by the way. Real cool, guys. Real cool. Whatever. Fucking hate post-Roe world. But, basically, they took that and they were able to be like, it's not a compromise. I'm the pro-life person in the history of the world, which, first of all, love this for them because it's a total loser at the ballot box. But, that was a huge mistake on her part. I think the only person who made a bigger specific mistake was, there was a point in the debate where Ramaswamy said he's the only guy on stage who's not bought and paid for. And so the moderators, having a little fun, kept being like, are you bought and paid for? Are you bought and paid for? And Tim Scott, who's sitting there just zoning out, he just goes, absolutely. Wait, what? And then the moderator repeats the question. He's like, absolutely not. And I will savor that moment until I die. Like, it was so good. It was so amazing. Tim Scott also has a really interesting problem where he sounds like he's crying when he gets upset, or impassioned, I should say. And this by itself, aside from everything else that's wrong with him, would just disqualify him immediately. So essentially, what I'm telling you is that it was just an absolute circus, a bacchanal that doesn't matter at all, because Trump's going to be president, or he's going to be presidential candidate. I don't think he's going to be president. I don't think he can win, but he's going to be their nominee, for sure. So all of this was just an exercise in futility. And I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to more, because, wow, was that fun. Ramaswamy's a pile of shit. He's a bad person, and he definitely is kind of a, like, robotic ChatGPT type. but he's fun to watch. And unlike Trump, I genuinely don't think he's going to be, I mean, he's going to be someone, don't get me wrong. He's going to be someone. He's not going to be president, not even going to be the nominee. He is someone to watch, though. He's got that charisma. And, well, we'll see what happens. He's either going to flame out horribly or really, really be a player. And guess we'll find out. So that's it. That's the debate recap. If you can watch the next one, I strongly recommend it, because this was probably the most fun I've had watching a political thing in years, and I watch a lot of political things. So with that slightly sociopathic analysis of the debate out of the way, I'm going to sign off. I will hopefully be doing something similar once I watch Trump talking to Tucker Carlson. I anticipate that being much less fun. Tragic. All right, bye.